Tottenham Hotspur throw away 3-1 lead with 15 minutes to go and are held at Southampton.
Wow.
And I remind you, at bottom of the table, 3-3.
Yeah.
Jules will get to what happened after the game in a moment. Can you just tell me what happened on the pitch to explain this collapse?
They just switched off completely, stopped playing. It was as simple as, I don't know what happened in the player's mind. I don't know if Conte could have done something different from the bench, realizing pretty quickly that just everything dropped.
Sub himself on instead of Højbjerg, because I guarantee you, with Conte out there, the guy who skips past Højbjerg, he would have gotten a big kick in the cojones.
Big time.
He would have gone nowhere.
I know. I don't know. I think coaching maybe is one of the reasons. I just think that psychologically they just were not there anymore. And to be fair, I think Southampton felt there was something there, went for it, kept playing the way they did. Even if you consider you're already 3-1 down, so losing 4-1 or 3-1 doesn't make a difference. So at least go for it. They went for it, and that you can discuss that penalty or not. I thought it was a pen, and I thought in the end Southampton deserved the draw. And Antonio Conte reacted after the result, of course, Gab, with an almighty rant in which he called the players selfish and pointed out that the owners had responsibility too, since the club had won almost nothing in 20-odd years. Gab, what's your reading?
All right. So there's a couple of things to unpack here. First of all, on the idea of culture and winning culture and winners and stuff like that. So this is something that I struggle to relate to, in the sense it's not something that I can touch and feel or even count. So I have to go by players and managers. A lot of players and managers say there is such a thing as a winning culture at a club. And these are people who've won, and I have to take their word for it. And I think that culture comes not from the coach, but it comes from the organization. We've talked about it before. You look at Chelsea and the Abramovich era, the managers kept changing, right? Managers can help. They can be part of the solution, but it has to come from the top. I don't see that as a reason to throw Levi and Joe Louis under the bus, frankly. I mean, poor Joe Louis, he's 1,000,000 years old, but Daniel Levy under the bus.
But he's made mistakes too.
Do it directly. Yeah, he might have made mistakes, but I mean, I think he's certainly committed to the club. Calling the players out, normally you only do in public. You will normally only do this if you think you're going to get the desired reaction. It's very rare for it to happen. We saw it, and I love bringing this up, with the late Gerard Houllier and David Ginola many years ago, right?
But Conte's done it before too. It's not the first time. Even
I think when you call somebody selfish, I mean, that is a big word. Not working for each other, whatever you mean by it. I mean, we saw Jose Mourinho do it with against Bodo Glimt in the Europa League, or the conference, whatever it was last season.
Conference League.
So the reading of it, though, is you do this if you expect a reaction, a positive reaction. When you do this before an international break, and by the way, a lot of people say, oh, but Conte said what everybody already thinks, right? First of all, that's a bit of kind of a lazy trope. A lot of Spurs fans are angry, and they're angry with the players and with the club and with Conte, I think equally, right? Secondly, you don't have a lot of skin in the game when your contract expires in less than 3 months, like Antonio Conte's. So it's not like, oh, look, he's speaking truth to power. No, he's got nothing at stake here, right? Do you say it when there's an international break and you're not going to see the players for 2 weeks? Is this the time to come out and say it? I'm not sure. A lot of people read this, oh, Conte's trying to get himself sacked. I'm like, why would he want to do that? What, so he gets like another 3 months salary paid up now rather than over the course of the next 3 months? I don't understand it. I think this is Conte being genuine, but Conte having anger management issues in certain situations.
But if you're the club now, if you're the owner and you hear him, you watch him saying that, and it went viral. Of course, it went viral. What do you do though?
I think you keep him until the end of the season. You have a word with him.
So you allow him to talk like that about his own bosses, basically. I think a lot of people talk like that about the bosses publicly, they'll be sacked.
That's if their boss has an ego. I don't think Daniel Levy has an ego in that sense, because he knows a lot of people feel that way, right? We've been here before. Jose Mourinho said very similar things to Conte. So I would assume there's a grain of truth in it. Pochettino might have said some of the same things too.
I think there's a lot of truth that he said.
Pochettino may be more circumspect because he has a different personality and maybe wants to come back one day. But, this is not something new. And it's something that if you're Daniel Levy, you can't have an ego about, I think. I would keep him till the end of the season, let him pay up. The players, you pointed this out before, they all have Champions League bonuses. They all want to be in the Champions League. I don't think motivation is going to be an issue. They're still fourth in the table. That's right.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.